What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. We are back with a This Week in Destiny, taking a look forward to everything that you can expect from the week ahead. So if you want to find out more about the new seasonal story beats, the return of Iron Banner, the new raid challenge, and more importantly what Eververse has available for Bright Dust this week, be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 70% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed, so be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This sees week 6 of season 15, Season of the Lost, kick off. And with that we see the continuation of the Wayfinder's Voyage quest. We pick this up on step 38 and this will roll around until step 34. Now it's a very interesting week because there's a step in here called Truth and Lies, and this is where the Crow is on his way to speak to Salvatori and he could use an ally by his side. Could this finally be the moment where Salvatori finally tells the Crow about who he was? It could be a very interesting week and most definitely won't be a week you'll want to miss. Now alongside the continuation of the Wayfinder's Voyage quest, we also return to the ruins of Wrath over in the Shattered Realm. Alongside this we'll be able to fully upgrade our Wayfinder's Compass and unlock the final upgrade on this season's seasonal vendor. Now to find all the secrets inside the ruins of Wrath, you'll need Aegir's Scepter, so if you haven't got that exotic trace rifle that was introduced this season, be sure to pay Mara a visit and get that quest done. There'll be plenty more secrets to find, as well as ascendant mysteries to discover in the ruins of Wrath. We'll have a guide for it right here on the channel early on Wednesday, so be sure to stay stuck to the channel and we'll keep you up to date. Now this week also sees the return of Iron Banner, so Lord Saladin can be found in the tower upon Tuesday's weekly reset, and with that there'll be new bounties to collect, pinnacle loot to earn, and weapons and armor to chase in this Ritual Crucible activity. Bear in mind when Iron Banner is available, Trials of Osiris will be on hiatus. This is to ensure that the player base isn't stretched between two different Crucible activities at the same time. Now Trials will return on the 8th of October, shortly after the conclusion of Iron Banner on the 5th of October. So if you're seeking out that god roll for the Peace Bond sidearm or the Reese Walker shotgun, then be sure to jump into Iron Banner upon this week's weekly reset. Now moving on to the Vault of Glass, this week sees a brand new raid challenge in the Wait For It challenge, and this can be found over in the Conflux's encounter. Now by completing the challenge you'll get access to a second chest and also a time loss weapon. Now to complete the Wait For It challenge you need to wait and kill the wyverns just as they're sacrificing. So this challenge is all about communication and timing, ensuring that you're defeating the wyverns at just the right time. And if you can successfully complete this challenge and get access to the time loss weapon, you'll get your hands on a brand new Vision of Confluence. Remember that all the time loss weapons do have second perks in the 3rd and 4th column, essentially guaranteeing a god roll on each and every weapon. But if it's not weapons that you're seeking out and you're seeking out high stat armor, the high stat armor focus for this week will be recovery. So if you're looking for those high recovery stats for your Warlock to build up those high stat builds, then make sure to run your Warlock through the Vault of Glass after this week's weekly reset. Now moving on to the Crucible Rotator for this week, this will be Momentum Control. So if you're still looking to complete your Dead Eye Seal, Momentum Control is definitely the game mode you want to be jumping into to finish out those final trance to get this seal done. The time to kill is greatly reduced, makes it a little bit easier when it comes to getting bow and trace rifle kills against enemy guardians. So whether you're looking for those Crucible ranks or finishing or gilding your seasonal seal, be sure to jump into Momentum Control to get those challenges done. Now as for the Nightfall this week, this will be the Proving Ground strike found over on NEXUS. This was introduced in Season of the Chosen and was originally one of the most difficult Grandmasters that was introduced in any season so far. Now as for Grandmaster Nightfalls, these should become available next week, but in terms of the Nightfall exclusive weapons, this will be the Hothead Rocket Launcher and the Hung Jury Scout Rifle. Now the Hothead Rocket Launcher is one of the most underrated rocket launchers in the game, as it can roll with Explosive Light. Explosive Light got a huge buff and can potentially increase the weapon's damage output by up to 25%. So whether you're chasing down the Hothead or just a god roll Hung Jury for GMs later in the season, then be sure to jump into the Proving Grounds Nightfall this week. Now moving over to Europa, the Eclipse Zone for this week can be found over in Eventide Ruins. So if you're still finishing the augments way back from Beyond Light, then be sure to head over to Eventide Ruins to find your target. Now as for the Empire Hunt, this will rotate around to the Dark Priestess this week, Now, the Empire hunts are great sources of pinnacle loot, so if you're still chasing down the 1330 pinnacle cap for this season, then make sure to jump into the Empire hunt to get that challenge done. Now, as for the EXO challenge, this will rotate around to simulation survival. Now, much like the Empire hunt, these are fantastic sources for pinnacle loot. If this challenge isn't showing as a pinnacle piece of loot, make sure that you fully upgraded Variks over on Europa as well, as it's part of his Sabotage quest upgrades. This will convert this from a powerful tier 1 into a pinnacle piece of loot. Now, this brings us nicely onto the seasonal challenges for week 6 of Season of the Lost, and there are 7 new challenges we need to complete this week. Now, one of those is called the Wayfinder's Void 6, so we need to use the Wayfinder's Compass to complete Wayfinder's Void 6, and also defeat Scorn anywhere in the system, and powerful Scorn in Astral Alignment will grant bonus progress. We also have Astral Telemetry 3, so you need to gather parallax trajectories from playlist or astral alignment activities, or from ascendant anchors found in destinations or in the Shattered Realm activity, and you need to collect 10,000 parallax trajectory in total. Next, we have the Solar Fusion Power, so here you need to defeat combatants with fusion rifles and solar melee attacks, and combatants defeated inside the Shattered Realm will grant additional progress. Next, we have the Advanced Leyliner, and here we need to complete rounds of the Astral Alignment and install paracausal batteries. You need to complete 100 rounds in total. Now, 3 out of those 4 seasonal challenges will grant Wayfinder's Compass calibration level, helping you upgrade your Wayfinder's Compass and unlock additional perks, mods, and upgrades. So make sure to get those 3 done before jumping into the Shattered Realm. Now, as for the final 3 seasonal challenges this week, one of those is called Display of Dominance, and here you need to acquire the Crucible Ornament for the Ascendancy rocket launcher. Now, to get the ornament, you need to fully reset the rank for that particular vendor, and this will unlock the ornament as a rank reward. But with that being said, you'll still need to re-earn those 16 ranks once again in order to get your hands on the ornament itself. Next up, we have the Apex Armorer, and here you need to masterwork a piece of armor. This isn't likely to be retroactive, but it's most definitely an easy challenge to complete. And the final challenge for this week is called Sling the Stone, and here you need to stagger, pierce or disrupt champions, and you need to do this at least 50 times. So that rounds out all the seasonal challenges for week 6 of season 15, and brings us nicely onto what Tess has available for Bright Dust this week. Now, the first item on offer in the main featured Bright Dust store is the It's Over rare emote. This was introduced this season, so if you haven't got your hands on this or you didn't want to pay silver for it, this will set you back 400 Bright Dust. Next, we have the Queen's Guard weapon ornament. This is for the Chaperone exotic shotgun. This was available for silver on week 2, but you can pick it up now for Bright Dust, and this will set you back 1,250. Next up, we have the Cabal entrance, way back from Season of the Worthy. So if you missed out on this and are collecting transmat effects, this will set you back 450 Bright Dust. Next up, we have a brand new shader for this season. This is called Hazard Pay. Now, this is the first time that Tess is selling this shader. So if you want to add this to your shader collection, this will set you back 300 Bright Dust. Now, in the main Bright Dust store itself, we have a brand new exotic emote called Drumroll. This was available in week 1 for silver and will cost you 1,000 silver to pick up. But if you didn't want to spend real world money on it, then you can pick this up for Bright Dust and it will set you back 3,250. Now, next up, we have legendary armor ornaments. Now, these will vary depending on the class of Guardian that you visit Tess with. However, with that being said, they are all boots for the main armor set. This is the new Eververse armor ornament set introduced in Season of the Lost. So if you want to pick up each pair of boots for each class of Guardian, each one will set you back 1,200 Bright Dust. Next up, we have the Orb Weaver exotic Ghost Shell. This was introduced back in Season of the Worthy as well. So if you missed out on this way back then, this will set you back 2,850 Bright Dust. Next up, we have the Immoderate Splendor. This is an exotic sparrow that was introduced once again in Season of the Worthy. So if you missed out on this and are collecting these, this will set you back 2,500 Bright Dust. Next, we have the Bye-Bye Rare emote. This was introduced in Season of the Hunt back in Season 12. So once again, if you missed out on this and want to add this to your emote wheel, this will set you back 400 Bright Dust. Now, the penultimate item on offer is an exotic weapon ornament called Bad Dog, and this is for the Leviathan's Breath heavy exotic bow. Now, this was introduced back in Season of the Undying. So once again, if you are collecting these, this will set you back 1,250 Bright Dust. And the final item on offer is the Eramis Projection. Now, this was introduced back in Season of the Hunt, and if you want to pick this up, this will set you back 1,500 Bright Dust. So there we have it, guys, a good look at everything that we can expect from the week ahead in Destiny 2. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.